Audiophiles are probably laughing at me right now, but like this is the best thing since sliced bread to me. I don't have thousands of dollars to spend on an amp. All my audio equipment that I've ever had was either thrifted or yard sale, garage sale, estate sale. So I'm more of a budget user. But today we're going to be talking about my favorite combo for a beginner who wants to get into hi-fi. Jumping right into the unboxing, first we have the ZD3. The unboxing experience is basic, but it does protect the DAC well. First we get a little manual, Bluetooth antenna, a remote, which feels really nice in the hand. It also includes the power supply for the DAC, and we have a cable included, which is a USB Type A to a Type B. There's also a trigger cable included, which is a really nice touch. Here's the DAC itself, which comes in a protective bag. It really looks sleek, and I love just how minimal it is. Starting with the back side, we have the trigger ports. For inputs, there's an optical, Bluetooth, DC for power in, coax, HDMI ARC for your TV, and USB. For the outputs, we've got balanced XLR and then RCA. On the bottom, there's a bypass button, which puts your volume to max and bypasses volume control on the DAC. It's good for those who just want to adjust the volume from their other devices, like a streamer or your amp. The front face is really simple. There's a small OLED screen that displays your volume and other info, and on the right side you have a multifunction knob to power on and off, as well as navigate through all the options. For the ZA3 amp, the unboxing experience is pretty similar. We get the manual again, the power supply cord, our power supply, and then the amp. The power supply I got is a 48 volt 5 amp. On the front we have some very satisfying switches for toggling between XLR and RCA, as well as mono and stereo modes. The orange volume knob in the middle also doubles as a power button. Coming to the back side, we have our trigger in, DC power in, left and right speaker terminals, as well as a sub out, and then we have our RCA and balanced XLR inputs. In simple terms, your audio signal or input goes to the DAC, it cleans it up, and then sends it to your amplifier, which then goes to your speakers. This DAC retails for about $179. You can find it on Fosi's website, eBay, Parts Express, and Amazon. It's a very simple, clean design. Something else that's cool about this amp is you have a 12 volt trigger, in and out 3.5 aux. For outputs, you have XLR or RCAs. I've been using XLRs. I bought these guys off Amazon and they're super short. It just makes for a lot less wiring on the back. This does include a remote, which has a ton of functions. I don't use a remote because this is for my desk setup. The main thing that stood out for this, compared to other DACs that are in the price range, which there aren't a lot to choose from, the amount of input you have is pretty insane. So the versatility is one. Another huge thing is having balanced outputs. This is my first ever piece of audio equipment that has balanced outputs, and I definitely can say I noticed an increase in clarity. It pairs great with the ZA3. They're both roughly the same footprint, so they stack together real nicely. You can swap op amps on this. Here's the big boy. This is the Fosi Audio ZA3 stereo amp. It's a 2-channel Class T amp rated at 190 watts at 4 ohms per channel. It is switchable between stereo and mono. If you want to stack these amps and run 2 of them and you got some beefier speakers to power. Same aluminum alloy chassis on this, very nice build quality. Something cool to note is on the sides you have some venting for cooling, and you have this metal orange mesh under it. I think it's a really cool touch. Fosi likes their orange, so I think it's cool that they managed to put that in there. If you switch to mono it does 235 watts at 4 ohms, but you're only getting that on one channel. You have some rubber feet on the bottom. Then you have your speaker binding posts. These are fairly small. They do accept raw wire or banana plugs. You can definitely fit 16 gauge, might be able to fit 14 gauge. This ships with a 48 volt 5 amp power supply. The amp can get pretty warm when you're playing it, but that is common of amplifiers. The internals are quite impressive. You have German caps, Japanese caps and inductors, Texas Instrument op amp chips. You can swap the op amps. It would be really cool if you could just have like a flap that flips up to where you can access those. So this is going to be $150 with the 48 volt 5 amp power supply. You can also buy it with a less powerful 32 volt 5 amp power supply. It pairs great with the ZD3. They were literally made for each other. They both have balanced output, input, and RCA, so you have options there. The 12 volt trigger is nice. Swappable op amps is always welcome. You will have to take the case apart, and it's not something you can do, but it can be complicated if you're not familiar with electronics. All in all, this is the best setup I've had to date. I'm still fairly new to hi-fi audio, but I'm learning, and if you're a beginner and you're searching for better sound quality, I would really recommend these guys. It'd be a bit over $300 to get both of them together. With almost 200 watts per channel at 4 ohms, you should be able to power a decent variety of speakers. Of course, as you go to higher ohm speakers, the power output reduces, and I don't even see myself upgrading. As long as these are working, I'm going to be using them as my main driver for listening to music, editing, movies. That's just to say I'm really satisfied with these, and they built them right. I will have links to those in the description if you're interested. I will be doing a full desktop build with mostly Fosi audio equipment and some custom wooden stuff of my own, so stay tuned to see that. I'm trying to hit 5K subs before 2026, so if you found this video useful and want to help out, it would mean a ton if you subscribe to me, liked, or shared the video, and thanks for watching.